was a dark and stormy night, nor'easter rolling in. It's a long 12 hours, the power's out again. I pray for inner strength and that we don't lose no lives. Just another day in the first responders' eyes. Half a cup of coffee's gone, the first run comes in. A car slid off the road, there's a family trapped within. My heart beats like a hammer, I can barely catch my breath. I'm thinking the worst and hoping for the best. Yeah, we ain't superheroes, we're just ordinary people trying to make a difference, and the first on every scene. It's a heavy, heavy burden to carry all this burden when you can't unsee the things you've seen. It keeps going on. When those sirens are gone. Now my shift is finally over, I gotta deal with what's mine and try to find a way to leave those tragedies behind. So I hug my 2 children, I kiss on my wife. Just another day in a first responder's life. Yeah, we ain't superheroes, we're just ordinary people trying to make a difference, and the first on every scene. It's a heavy, heavy burden to carry all this burden when you can't unsee the things you've seen. It keeps going on. When those sirens are gone. Flashing lights fill the air, broken bodies everywhere. Another bad dream is stealing my sleep. 'Cause we ain't superheroes, we're just ordinary people trying to make a difference, and the first on every scene. And it's a heavy, heavy burden to carry all this hurting when you can't unsee the things you've seen. It keeps going on. When those sirens are gone, it keeps going on. When those sirens are gone.
Hey, welcome to the award-winning Mad Radio Show. Hey, once again, we got to thank Kevin Davison. He's a Canadian firefighter who wrote that intro song. I want to give him credit where credit is due. That is such a powerful song that we open up with all the time, man. And it fills the hearts of every first responder out there. I don't think anybody out there who wears a badge or wears a uniform can't connect with Kevin's song. Right or wrong, Sam?
Absolutely, and welcome back, by the way.
Welcome back.
Just saying.
Oh.
It's been a while, John. It's great to have you back. So John, yes. We're working things out. John's back.
I'm telling you, it's just, my work schedule has been crazy. Everybody knows work is just work. Got to pay the bills and try to do as best as we can to make the show work. And Sam, I can't thank you enough for holding it together, because the last couple of shows have been amazing. And, I've missed them dearly, and I'm glad to be back. Thank you.
Well, yeah, that's what partnership is all about. And, the shows have always been great. I mean, we strive to have guests on that really make an impact and leave people thinking, right?
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. And tonight is no different. It's been just nonstop. Doesn't matter what city you live in. My phone, when I take it off airplane mode in the morning, it's just one article after the next, after the next, after the next. If it's not, an all-out, war on our first responders, our law enforcement, it's a war that we're fighting for our kids in school, and it's exhausting.
It is. And it's never been like this, that every day has been a constant battle against either the government, against political leaders, against, just normal people. Just, you're battling each and every day. And it's a scary fact. It's just that society has, I don't want to say sunk to a level of, dehumanization, but we have really lost the moral fibers of what being a human being is all about. From the simple facts of just opening up a door for somebody or waving somebody, in traffic. We got to get rid of this me first, I'm first, I come before everybody else, wholly entitled attitude. And, that has caused a lot of pain in a lot of families' hearts, man. We've seen it each and every day. The assaults are going up, the deaths are going up, the random shootings are going up. And it's just a nationwide narrative. And right here in Texas, we're seeing it. And I don't know if you read the article, you probably did. The one with Austin, right here in our state's capital, where they defunded $150 million from the police department, and now that the response times for Austin Police Department went up dramatically from a response time of 4 minutes or 6 minutes to now 13 and 14 minutes on high priority crimes, and almost 30 minutes on non-priority crimes. And all these political leaders are going, hey, why is the response times going up? Hey, well, you cut all our staff, you cut all our divisions. We have an attrition rate of about 23 per month, and a lot more are quitting to go to other cities and states that aren't run this way. And now you wonder why we have response times so high. It's their doing. It's the political leaders doing that's causing all these problems. And our officers who are out there on the front lines every day are taking the blunt of it.
Absolutely. And it's very interesting because while that's going on in Austin, our Dallas chief gets approval to hire 275 more officers. And let me tell you something, it has been an absolute pleasure. I was at Dallas PD, I was at Garland PD, really having conversations with the officers, talking about why it's important to keep this on straight, why, what you're going to see, what you're going to experience, and ask for help in the short term rather than waiting. And I will tell you, it was awesome to see, especially in Dallas, a full class. I mean, there were 50 recruits. Yeah. So
I had 2,300 in my class. So 50 is
yeah, well, New York City is a little bit bigger than Dallas.
2,300 graduated. I do know 2,182, something like that.
Yeah, and it is just so it just depends, right? But there's still that underlying current where people are not afraid to shoot at police officers. People just take order. They don't even listen anymore. No. And that's the thing that I think is really, really scary, is that it's now, when you're doing a traffic stop, it's now expect to be mouthed off at, right. And so, the hypervigilance, hyper arousal and awareness is there from the get-go. And frankly, like you said, enough for leaving and enough for am I even protected if I do what I'm supposed to do? So why not? And you know what's really lacking is just the word thank you. That at least a lot of the communities that have seen their crime rates either go up or they want to do everything to prevent what's been going on, especially in our liberal cities, democratic cities. I'll just say it like it is. it's the community is rallying around to say thank you and we support you. That's really been key.
And that means so much to police officers nowadays. Instead of being yelled at constantly throughout their shift, being challenged on everything from a lawful order to, hey, please, can you just move on? A simple thank you, a hug, a greeting card, anything really boosts their spirits, boosts their morale, because their morale throughout our nation is at an all-time low. And I don't know if you want to segue right now into that.
That's a great segue.
Yeah. But, the little girl I don't want to call her a little girl because she's not a little girl anymore, but I met her. I had the pleasure of meeting her, I think, when she was 12 years old, 11 to 12 years old. And when I say, when I turn around and say paths cross for a reason, this path has really crossed for a reason. I had an old partner, this guy, Anthony Samponia, when I worked in New York, and I haven't spoken to him in about 20 years. And when I started doing the Mad Radio show back in Fishbowl, he texts me. He goes, "Hey, John, I know you got a law enforcement radio show. You should check out this little girl in Texas, in Tyler, Texas, who is really she's making thank you cards for police officers." So I reached out. I Facebooked her mom. I didn't Facebook her. I Facebooked her mom because that's the right thing to do, And man, it's been their family. They've turned into such family. I love them all. And I'm so happy to have them back on the show. So whenever you're ready to bring them back on, bring them in.
Here we go.
Hi.
Hey. So,
John, set it up. Yeah, why don't you set it
up? Yeah, Scott and Savannah, thank you so much. I know Mom Debbie is resting because you guys drove her crazy. But, just going back, and I got pictures up on my wall from the first time you were in Mad Radio at the studio in my little man cave. I got it up on the wall. The box you bought me, and when
John, you have a picture of me, huh?
Nope, you're not in there.
Oh, come on, man.
But when you, Savannah, ever since day one, and the whole Solis family, when I first met you guys, it was a blessing. It really was. God sent you guys into my life for a reason. And, 6-7 years later, Savannah, I can't say enough about you. You're still doing wonderful things, great things. I still know you're going to be a chief one day, and I hope to be there. I hope to be there when they pin that badge on you. But welcome. I don't want to keep talking, but welcome. Thank you guys so much for being here.
Yeah, well, we also, Savannah, you made a huge impact at one of our workshops where you got to talk to the first responders and kind of kick us off, and it was really important because having family like you, having community involvement is key. And tell us what you guys did. Well, tell us first about your foundation, what you do, and what you did this summer.
Well, I have been traveling the country it'll be 7 years in December. That's when I started, but I started writing thank you cards, and after this summer, I have written close to 11 thank you cards, handing them out to law enforcement.
11?
11,000. Sorry, not 11.
I was going to say, wait, there's something missing. Maybe 11.
Just a zero, 11,000. And I've gotten to meet some amazing people on the way, and a lot have become close family or like family. And every summer, I take a road trip with my family to travel to different states to thank law enforcement. And my goal was 50. And this past summer, I got to travel to 14 states and hit my 48 mark. So Hawaii and Alaska those are a little bit later in the future, but that's fine. I think this trip, for me at least, was a big eye opener. With everything that happened last summer, everything's down right now. And each police department that we got to go to, the employment is down, especially recruitment too. So it's just kind of hard to see, especially with everything going on. I want to encourage other people to say thank you to law enforcement and to boost their confidence and their families as well. We do a lot with the families because they're a big part of this job too. But it was just a big trip for me, and I think I got to see a lot more than what I have seen in the past 6 years that I've been doing this. A lot of hard things and a lot of good things came out of this trip. Most of it was good. All of it was good. But you don't realize how much officers go through until you have to see them at work. You know, they get in late, they wake up super early, and a close officer friend that we have, they were on the job since 7, I think, until midnight, and they had to stay there till the next morning. So, you know, this job's really hard, and they don't get to see their families all day like we do, or some of us get to do. So just to boost their confidence, that's what I do. And I don't plan on stopping anytime soon. So, and on this trip or on this journey, I've made so many cards, and I've also written a children's book to encourage young kids to say thank you. I have it right here too. To say thank you to law enforcement. I thought that's a big part of what I do, is to encourage people. And I started the Savannah Challenge to encourage kids, and around 170,000 kids have taken that challenge. So it's just a big part of my life. I hope to continue to do this and maybe start other things in the future. Now that I'm getting older, I can do a little bit more with public speaking and speaking at events and all that. So and hopefully in the future I'll have my own foundation for law enforcement. So that is in the works. So that's everything.
That's awesome. So take us through your summer. Like what was a day in the life of Savannah, the Solis family on the road doing this?
Well, he's the driver.
Before you bring that up, I just want to let everybody who doesn't know who Savannah is, you know, when you talk about, because Savannah, you look a lot older now,
yeah.
Right? From when you started this at age 10.
Yes.
Right? And you are 16 now?
Yes, I am.
16 years old. So, you know, I just want to pretext this. Most 16-year-olds want to go to the Bahamas. They want to go to the beach. They want to go, maybe not Disney World, but they want a fun vacation where they can go and party with their friends. You, on the flip side of that, said, no, I want to go visit law enforcement officers. So I just wanted to pretext that, you know, you're still 16. You're not, you know, you want to go out and party, but you know what? Your family and your family support network is huge. And we'll get to that in a minute, Scott, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, he is the driver, so he does most of the driving. I sit in the back doing nothing unless I make cards. I made a lot of cards in the car this summer. Yeah. But we drove, I think the longest we drove in a day was 6 hours, so it wasn't too bad. But there was also a few days that I went to 3 departments in 3 different states in one day. So I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that a lot. But I'm very thankful to have my whole family comes on the trip, and we all go in there, get to meet all the officers. And I went back to New York this summer, and I got to meet with Miss Lou and her daughter. And a big reason I started this was when Detective Lou and Detective Ramos were gunned down in New York City when I was 10 years old. And that's what started the thank you cards, because I saw that and I had a whole bunch of questions. I didn't understand what was going on. And I wanted to show my appreciation. So that's how it started. And I got to meet her little girl, that was very emotional for me, because they've been a big part of my life. And they're a reason why I keep doing this. And I got to give her my book. Sweetest little girl. I love their family. They're the sweetest family you'll meet. And I'm going to say hi if you're
This is the first time you met the Lou family.
No, I got to meet them when I first started. But this is the first time I got to meet the daughter. Her name's Angelina. She's super sweet. But that was very memorable, and I got to see the commissioner, the New York City commissioner, and that was an awesome day for me.
Chief Matarazzo.
But getting to see all these officers, and I think a a big one, a big police department was I got to travel to the Minneapolis Police Department, and that one was hard. So I knew something was going to be different there, but I'm glad I got to see those officers and put a smile on their face and encourage them. They are tough people.
Well, let me ask something. Going through the eyes of a 16-year-old, okay, Minneapolis. Now, we all seen on the news, we all seen the things that happened there. Through your eyes, just pulling into that city and seeing what those officers have to go through on a daily basis, in like your own words, Savannah, what kind of impaction did that have on you?
That was I think an eye opener for me as well. I knew I didn't know I don't know what they go through every day. I don't think I ever will. But these officers, they all have families. And when I went into this police department, I knew what was going on. I knew what had happened. And I felt when I walked in, I don't know how to describe it, but when we walked out of that police department, I think it really hit me then. And I was talking to my parents about it afterwards, and it just kind of weighed on me. I felt like they need so much support right now, and very little people are out there standing up for law enforcement. And right now, I'm trying to get people to stand up, because we can't just sit down. We can't just sit down and do nothing. That's not going to get us anywhere. But that police department was an eye-opener for me and what I need to do next in the future, and how I need to handle it. But those officers, they were encouraging to me, because they're still there putting their lives on the line and still working for us to keep us safe. Even though all this other stuff has happened and all these people are going against them, they are still out there working for us and keeping us safe every single day, and when they have families at home. So I think that was encouraging for me, because I saw how much they love the job, what they're doing the job for. They want to keep people safe, so that's why they're doing it. So it was a real eye-opener for me, and that was a big police department.
Is that your brother?
No, that's actually my cousin.
My dog was like, "Who's knocking on the door?"
But that was an emotional police department. I think I can speak for my whole family. That was emotional for all of us. But we enjoyed getting to meet with the officers, even if it was just for a little bit. I pray for them every night, for their safety and for their families as well. So they're amazing people.
Well, Savannah, we've got the comment stream open, and Judy is saying you're such an incredible inspiration. And I want to ask, because I'm a mama bear. I know John is very protective of his family as well. Scott, when Savannah said, "Hey, I want to go to New York and Minneapolis," thought process based upon the fact that we see what goes on in those cities every day.
Yeah, there was some apprehension in the beginning, but here's the thing: we understand that somebody's got to go and build morale in those departments, because morale is low, just like John was speaking about earlier. Across the nation, it's low. When you go to these different departments, you find out it's the same mood in every single one of them. And so I guess, we want to support Savannah so much in this journey of hers. And was it, yes, there was some apprehension in the beginning, but we felt it was a big need. So we went ahead and we went to those cities. But I'll say this, I'm a pretty big guy, and I come from the hood myself. So if you just want me to be real, I'm not really afraid of those people. I can talk a good game myself.
Hey, listen, you had a ride in the car with two females. That's scary enough.
Hey, listen, my wife didn't do a whole lot of driving, but she drove me crazy the whole time.
Oh my gosh. John, what went through my mind when Scott, you said that is, everybody listening knows that I'm the Dallas-Fort Worth chapter leader of the Travis Manion Foundation, and our motto is, "If not me, then who?" Mm. And you said it. You said it perfectly. And taking on the tough stuff, and when you decide to have that run through your head, it just is like, we're doing it. So I commend you. I honestly, if my son wanted to go into those places, I'm not sure that, I would do it, but I commend you incredibly.
Yes, ma'am. One thing that we found out is, most of those cities, there's pockets of people in those cities that cause a big ruckus and problems, and it taints the city, makes the city look bad. But for the most part, people are law-abiding citizens, going to work every day, taking care of their business. And you have these pockets of people who are speaking up really loud and causing all the ruckus, making all the noise. Our thing is this: it's time for the people who support law enforcement, support our first responders, to get loud as well and make a lot of noise. And so I say we made a lot of noise this summer by going to these different states. Chicago is a beautiful city. Minneapolis is a beautiful city. There's great people that live in these cities, but they're overwhelmed by this large noise that's happening right now by a pocket of people. And you know what? I think it's unfortunate for some of those cities and the people that live there, that those people who are making those noises or making that noise get the attention when law-abiding citizens do not. I guess you can read the underline on that.
Well,
I don't want to say too
much. We'll get real with that, Scott, because you're from the hood. We can get real.
I'm sorry I brought that out. That comes out of me every now and then, my friend. I'm sorry.
You hit it on, the nail right on the head. And when we talk about our current narrative in our nation, where our media is polarizing our 1% of the communities that are making all this noise, and they're really not focusing on the 99% of the law-abiding citizens out there, really makes it look like a dark city, or it makes it look like a bad city, because we're rising up the criminal element, where we're bowing down to these people that are making this noise, and we shouldn't give them any play. We should give the people who are law-abiding and supporting our police officers more airtime, and we could show that the cities are coming back and the cities are being safe, and that there's nothing to really fear. So,
right.
As a parent.
Thank you, Tara. So Tara says, yes, get loud. Love you, Solis family. And then Judy says, time to clean the lint balls in those pockets. I love it. Oh, we're an awesome audience. I love that, Judy. Thank you.
Scott, you and Debbie, when I talk about a support network, any family, I know me as a dad, if my daughter came up to me and said, hey, listen, I want to travel through 17 states stopping at police departments, they'd be like, oh yeah, peace out. Here's Greyhound ticket. Go ahead, But you guys, and you've been doing this for a long time. You're jumping in the car as a family, and I think that is so wonderful, because it gives you connection time, it gives you a family support time, and you've bonded. And what your parental skills have really shown in all three of your kids.
Thank you.
You see it in the pictures. The maturity, the respect, the moral compass, everything that you've put into your kids. I mean, I wish for every other child out there that their parents could be like you and really give, because not many parents would say, hey, I'm going to drive through 17 states, on vacation. That just doesn't happen. But you guys did it, man. And I watched Vacation. I saw the movie. It's mind-boggling.
It's difficult. A lot of, we love it, man. We're here to support her, but we are supportive of law enforcement officers across the nation. And I'm going to tell you, man, we've met so many amazing people, man. And every department we go into, we get connected with 2 or 3 or 4 officers that we stay connected with after we visited. And, you know, my wife, she has a little network and where she prays for the wives of the police officers. And, you know, sometimes I'll get texts from officers and I encourage them and I pray with them. And it's just a beautiful thing what's happening, man, because it all started with what my daughter was doing with thanking law enforcement, but it's become a family ministry as well. As we go to these different states, we see the need that is there to show appreciation and build morale.
Now,
and to give people an inside look, and they can see pictures and a lot of other things. I just put up the website theymattertome.com. Everybody can go there and check it out. And you know, it's like the travel adventures and more, because you and it's pictures from when you first started, you know, up to now. And I know it's a labor of love, because building a website is not easy and keeping it up is not easy. You know, it's you said an important thing, that you created a ministry out of it. I think people really need to, I'm talking people out there, the public, need to really take time and pause and get real with themselves and decide what side they're on. And for me, it's like there's no middle, especially with the way and that things are happening out there. Okay, the police officers are law enforcement. They're the side of justice. They're the side of protecting and serving their community. Yes, it's not like they pick and waffle, and you know that's left up to the politicians, the waffling part. We as a community and as supporters, we need to decide that we're going to be on the right side of this. We're going to be on the right side of justice, on the right side of support. And we're going to do whatever it takes, because when the officers know that they're supported, forget the chief, forget like the whole chain of command. Okay. Because we know that they have to deal with unions. They have to deal with the politicians. When the officers that go out there every day, they know they're supported by their community. That helps build morale. Well, if you have good morale in a department, you're going to have a good performing department, and you know, hopefully we'll be able to turn it around, just like with the mental health aspect, where we'll have a lot less attrition because they're just worn out.
You know, New York, and I think it was Chicago. I was watching some of you. I was kind of following some of your stuff on Facebook, Savannah. Chicago gave you guys a wonderful welcoming, right? And then New York, they always opened up their doors to you, and you got to go on one of the harbor boats.
Yes, that was awesome.
Right? And then there was another aspect which I was really fearful because I didn't catch the whole thing. I saw you being attacked by a canine dog.
Okay, I can explain that one a little bit. So I got to go to their canine unit. I've never done this before, where I had to run from their dog, which was it made me a little nervous. But
you didn't have any of the pads on. I'm like, where's she going?
But that was really exciting for me. I enjoyed that quite a bit. But I got to see them work with their canines and how they trained them. But those dogs are smart. They are really smart dogs.
And that's something that you love, because you have your own dog, right?
Yeah, he's a little slow, but
you want to be a canine officer when you enter the department, because you do have a love for animals. So what? I mean, I've never been chased by a canine dog. I can't.
Me neither.
I can't imagine the fear and the trust you have in that officer to tell him to stop and let him lay down. What went through your mind on that? Because I was scared for you.
Honestly, it was kind of a blur. But I was like, okay, if I don't do this right, something bad's gonna happen. So I just remember turning around, running, and then turning back around and putting my arms above my head. I was like, I trust this officer. I trust him with everything. So I'm not too worried about it. And the dog was just barking at me. I was like, Oh, you're so cute, but I would not want to get in a fight with you.
Here's a
They're
treat.
kind of cute, and then I want to bite your face off at the same
Yeah.
time.
That was a really neat experience. I really enjoyed that.
That that was really cool to watch, and I hope people will go to your website to be able to see that video because it was really exhilarating. And the trust level in the dog and the officer, and to show that the training that went behind those officers and that canine unit is just amazing. How that dog just stopped on a dime and held you at bay. And most people like Sam, they got those big puffy suits and they're running like the state. She had nothing, and I'm like, oh my God, where is she going?
Yes, judgment call. Again, Mom, Dad, what were you doing on the sidelines? What did I let my daughter do?
They were cheering me on. Pretty sure my
I
mom
love
was
it. I love it.
But
That was
Most people in a lifetime don't get to see 48 states. They don't get to see, the whole United States ever. Which you guys have 2 more states. When are you guys going to do? It's Alaska and
Hawaii.
What's Hawaii?
Yeah.
What are those?
Well, we can't drive to Hawaii, so that's out of the
Yeah.
picture right now. But Alaska is something that's on the radar probably next summer. There's another country that's we're in talks with as well. That there may be a possible trip next summer to go show appreciation throughout the country. Can't say too much on that because we don't know for sure how that's going to go.
Sure.
But we're definitely Alaska is something that's on our radar next summer. Hawaii is going to be for her senior year, most likely. And that will finish the whole journey of Savannah saying thank you to law enforcement across the United States.
Well, maybe not finishing.
It sounds like it's just the getting started,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right?
I
There's
know.
big things to come. In addition,
By the way, if I would have ran from that dog, he would have thought I was a big piece of meat. Man. He would have bitten me.
Yeah, you know what? Your hood would have had no play.
He would have snuffed me out quick, man.
Oh my gosh.
Both you and Debbie, Scott, you and Debbie are both pastors, and you're very, in the ministry, and you're very in a tight-knit community. And I know Tyler Police, are very respectful of everything you guys do. And we're honored to have a family like you here in Texas, because you bring so much inspiration to so many different communities and to the people and the kids in the schools. As you said, you speak in schools now. And I remember you giving that one speech first time. You were a little shy, but now you really give that speech with such power and such confidence. And can you give a chance to do that for us before we have to wrap up?
Yes, I can give you my speech. I have it on my phone because I lost my paper somewhere along the trip. No,
All right.
where it is, but someone has my speech somewhere.
But this speech is what you gave at 10 years old in New York City. Commissioner Bratton was there, right?
Yes.
And I remember this day. I remember vividly looking and seeing the news cameras around you. This little 10-year-old girl giving this same exact speech. So I'm honored to hear it all the time. So thank you for sharing it with us.
So I have changed it a little bit since
Okay, please.
quite a bit. But I'll give that to y'all. Oh no. Hi, my name is Savannah Solis, and I am honored to speak for my generation. I want to be a voice to let the world know that we love and respect our police officers. I have been given much, and I believe much is required of me. President John F. Kennedy said, "Don't ask what your country can do for you, but rather ask, what can I do for my country?" Where is that conviction today? I see what's happening to law enforcement. I see the hatred and the bigotry. I see the disrespect for officers. I'm not content with just sitting back and doing nothing. I'm not content with being the silent majority. I'm not content with accepting the treatment law enforcement is getting. A righteous anger fuels inside of me against these attacks on our police officers. but compassion swells inside of me for every man and every woman who puts on the badge daily. Compassion burns inside of me for the ones who go to work, knowing that that day may be the day they make the ultimate sacrifice. So I'm not okay just sitting back, watching the hatred and attacks on the heroes who give it all. I choose to use my voice to speak up for the men and women in blue. I choose to take a stand for the men and women who serve and protect. I choose to keep challenging my generation to stand for the ones who stand for us. And I make the choice every day to remember the ones who have gone before me. My message to every officer is this: you are valued. You have worth. You matter. You are more than just a badge. You are courage. You are bravery. You are compassion. You are loved, but most importantly, you are loved by God. I want to leave you with this. If you've ever questioned your position, what you're doing, or if you've forgotten your why, let me remind you. I need you. Your community needs you. Your country needs you. Please don't give up. Officers all across Texas, you matter to me. Officers in New York City, you matter to me. Officers all across America, you matter to me. Please keep fighting the good fight, and someday I'll be fighting it with you. Thank you.
You're going to make me cry. Holy crap.
It is. All I can say is that, John, I think, I don't know how the editing is going to go. I might need to ask you to edit, but we need to make a concerted effort. And I'll ask everybody that's listening tonight and that's going to watch the replay. We need to put an edited of the speech, and we'll send it around to the chiefs, to the police departments, to the officers that we know. You want to talk about something that will inspire, that will allow officers to breathe a little easier, to almost give a sense of peace before they get out on the road. All they have to do is listen to that every day.
Yeah.
Powerful.
Damn, you're tearing up. I see it. You're tearing up.
I am. I've got about a million things going through my brain right now. Yes, Judy, thank you. She's like, we can post this everywhere. So yeah, we'll get this edited down some way. I don't know. We'll figure it out, like we always do. So, yeah.
Thank you.
Man, Savannah, you know what?
You.
You tweaked it, and you tweaked it perfect. You know, as you grow, your speech is growing, and thank you. On behalf of myself, and I know Sam, we thank you. We thank the Solis family. We thank you, Scott. We thank Debbie for everything you guys do, because you are our voice.
Yeah, thank you for your bravery and your courage.
We appreciate that so very much. Thank you.
And I know I don't want to bring everybody down, but I know, Savannah, because you fight so hard for our law enforcement, and I know last year, I think it was, you were saying given it when the narrative in schools got so hard and people were against police officers in the schools, you stood up. Yeah. You didn't give up, and that's hard for any child, any 16 or 15-year-old, to stand up against peer pressure and to stand up against a school and say, I'm not, you walk the walk. You just don't talk the talk. You walk that walk. And when you say you didn't give up in those schools, even though you were getting a lot of flashback from some of the students. You kept going. You kept fighting. And I love you for it forever, because you keep that fight going. And like I said, man, I'm beyond words. I'm really beyond words. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate you guys, man.
Yes, we do.
Having us on, and what you guys do at Mad Radio every week. You know, y'all show appreciation just as much as we do. And we're so glad that you guys have this radio show. It's
It's because of you guys that really make us want to do this more, because you're the inspiration, you know. And I don't want to be so like cliche going, you're the wind beyond our wings and stuff. No, you're not. But
I am. Don't affect you that way, my brother.
Those are some ratty feathers from Scott and John. I'm not getting involved in that.
You know, I got to get a little humor in here now.
But you definitely light a fire. You definitely light a fire. You keep that fire burning. You know, when you talk about an eternal flame, you guys are definitely the internal flame that keeps the motivation, keeps the morale, and keeps the spirit alive in our first responders, in our law enforcement, and in me and Sam. So I mean, that's what this is all about. And if we could just light each other's match, man,
absolutely,
we'll make this nation glow.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so we've got we've got your website, theymattertome.com, scrolling across the bottom. Where can people find you on Facebook?
So you can find my Facebook page at Help Savannah Say Thank You.
Okay.
And share it. You know, Facebook does a really good job of policing, and sometimes they don't let some of the posts go out as much as they should.
Oh, we know.
You guys are probably aware. The reason I'm saying share is not for the fact of getting that, but so that the word gets out more.
Yeah, we're not only going to share this on social media. When me and Sam with Badge of Honor, we're going to share everything that you guys do in our workshops as well, because we want those. We're doing the academy classes now, so we want to share that speech with some of those academy classes that we do. But before we close out, I want to really go over the book.
Yes.
You know, she believed she could, so she did. You know, when we talk about children's books, this was written by Savannah, and it's edited, and the pictures and everything else in here are perfect for children of all ages. I suggest that you pick this up. How could they get your book, Savannah?
So you can get my book at Amazon. I think that's a big one, especially for people overseas. That's why we did the Amazon. And you can get it at Barnes and Nobles as well. Barnes and Nobles.
You can get it?
On Mad Radio.
On Mad Radio. On our Facebook page. So after the show is over, not now, people, because we're going to have to watch live feed when the show is over. You can go to Mad Radio's Facebook page, scroll up, and it's right there, and you can purchase it right there. Because let's support and purchase from places that support.
And all the money and proceeds go to different foundations for law enforcement. So that's what I wanted to do with the book. I didn't want to get any of it. I wanted to give it all to the law enforcement because that's why I wrote the book. So I recommend the book. I think it's a great book.
You know, and it's an easy read for people like me. So it's got big letters. It's, you know, I love it. I love it. But it really depicts what law enforcement's all about. It shows a kinder, gentler side of law enforcement. It really teaches your kids to respect law enforcement. And it, you know, when we say it's officer friendly, it really brings you back to those days when kids could sit and have an ice cream with an officer and really be his friend. So that's what this book does. This will inspire your children. And it's a book to have on every kid's shelf in their room.
Yeah, I wish it was. We need to make a campaign to get it in every school as well.
Yes.
There you are, buddy.
Yeah, you're in there.
Oh. Oh, that's right. I'm in that book. One more thing. I'm redoing my man cave, but my challenge coins. I saw a picture of your challenge coin collection.
Yes,
I am so
I don't
jealous.
even come close.
I am so jealous.
Yeah.
Oh my God! It looked like somebody opened up a treasure chest, a pirate treasure chest, and just jumped over all those coins.
It has definitely grown.
Yeah,
man, it really has.
More comments, girludabomb.com.
Thank you.
And one more thing, if anybody wants to meet Savannah and her family on September 11th, she'll be right here in Rowlett. her and her family are going to help read the names of our fallen from 9/11. She'll be more than happy to speak with you, tell her about our program, and you know what? She'll bring a copy. If you buy a copy of her book, if you buy a copy of her book on the Mad Radio page or on Amazon and bring it with you, I'm sure Savannah will be happy to sign it for you or your child. So she will be here on September 11th at the foot of Heroes Bridge in Rockwall, Texas, helping us read the names of our fallen heroes. Scott, Savannah, and Debbie, wherever you are, thank you guys so much for everything.
Yeah, thank you so much. We'll see you again soon.
Yes.
All right.
We're looking forward to it.
Love you guys.
All right, love you.
Wow. Just
I'm
incredible. I know it is just incredible. I can't think of another word. I want to go back to the comment stream. So because we've got a lot of announcements to make here. So September 11th, 7 a.m. We'll be assembling. That is in Rockwall, and
they'll be at the foot of the Heroes Bridge at the boat launch. There's plenty of parking. We'll be reading the names. We'll have honor guards. We will have the pipers there. So 7:00 assemble. We'll open up ceremony at 7:30, and then at 7:46 Central Standard Time will coincide with the 8:46 in New York, and we will start reading the names of our first responders who lost their lives that day and continue to lose their lives due to medical issues associated with the 9/11 after effects. So,
and where is that posted on walkthebridge.org?
I sent Steve the link. I think he has it. I don't know if he put it up. I don't know if I sent it. I tagged him. But that will be on there.
I'll put that on there. So we've got September 11th. We've also got September 25th, and I'm going to try and talk and type. September 25th is an incredibly humongous day. So at 9:11 a.m., it's the 9/11 Heroes Run in River Legacy Park in Arlington, Texas. And you can register. I'll put the links and everything. John, talk about it while I type the comments.
I was blessed to be part of that Travis Manion run a few years back before the pandemic. And I'm so happy that Arlington is hosting it this year. I can't wait to be part of that. The Heroes 9/11 run will go out. I think it's a 5K, right, Sam?
5K, 1 mile fun run, and 5K ruck.
And a 5K ruck.
You can walk, volunteer as well. Yeah,
so you come out. You can wear a lot of people. If you've never done this before, you can wear a hero on your. A hero's picture on your clothes, on your ruck, on your bib, wherever, and just come out and support because it means so much. The Travis Manion Foundation does a wonderful job every year doing this. They put a lot of time and effort, and it's great that Arlington is going to be the host city this year. And coming out of a pandemic last year, it was canceled. So let's really come out for.
We had it, remember?
Oh, the virtual one, right?
No, we had a run in Arlington. You were there. All right, guys, we're going to edit this part out of the show because John doesn't remember that we were at River Legacy Park. He spoke.
Oh, that's right.
And we had 200. We had 175 people.
That's right.
And so we were one of the few 9/11 Heroes runs to be held last year. This year, the entire River Legacy Park is ours. So we'll be doing that again. So also on September 25th.
I got my stone.
Yeah. On September 25th, Heroes Park. What do we got going on September 25th? The evening.
September 25th is going to be, Blue Help is coming down. Blue Help will be here. I know we're going to be doing in Dallas. They will be doing a 5K law enforcement run in Dallas in conjunction with the Dallas Police Department. And then they will have a 9/11. They will have a Blue Help First Responder Gala over in Dallas. You can go onto the website, bluehelp.org, and they'll be able to, and you can be able to register and be part of that event as well. There's a lot of stuff going on that weekend, so check out bluehelp.org for all the events. They're going to be doing a children's camp. We're going to be doing Walk the Bridge, and then we're going to be doing the run and the gala that weekend, all in conjunction for Heroes Bridge Memorial Park Foundation, which was just approved last night by the city. If you go onto my webpage, and it's going to be on the Mad Radio webpage, the 3D version of the Heroes Bridge Park that is scheduled to open in late December of 23. We're going to be working on that. So that's going to be a lot of big upcoming events. That is going to help smash. That's a huge way of helping smash the stigma with our mental health throughout our nation. It's the first ever globally. It's the first ever memorial park to recognize that our first responders and our veterans are dealing with emotional trauma, and it'll be a place of healing for our families and friends and colleagues to remember how our heroes lived and not how they died. So
right.
That's going to be a huge undertaking on the 25th and moving forward.
Yes, and along with that, on November 5th, a badge of honor, we have our workshop at Garland PD 0800. Don't forget, you get 8 hours of TCOL credit, so it's officially certified training for all of our first responders. So it's open to all first responders, not just PDs. Wow.
Sam, can I bring one thing up to you that,
No. Absolutely not.
No, but as a retired law enforcement officer, and I don't want to say this, I want to bring this out to our listening audience. As a law enforcement officer, you need a license to drive a car. You need a license to even go fishing. To catch a fish, you need a license. There are certain things I do not agree with. And the one thing that has passed here in Texas is you do not need a license to carry a firearm. Okay. As I do believe in the Second Amendment rights, I do believe that you have the right to carry. I don't believe you have the right to carry if you are not trained and you are not licensed. But I'm not saying that just because, Sam, you're an instructor. I'm saying that as a citizen of Texas, that I would like to, if I have to have a license to go catch a friggin' fish, I should have a license to be carrying a firearm, a deadly weapon. So, yeah. Sam, I know you're giving, you teach, you train for licenses, and now you're doing safety training.
Yeah, it is, and I don't want to go off on a tangent here, but Texas constitutional carry is not common sense carry. There is a lot that goes into it. A lot of the laws, increased penalties. Carryintexas.com. You can I put up some freebies, which includes a free safety course. You can get a Texas 2A guide. But most importantly, and I've made it really affordable at $29.99, you can get official training to know the laws, to know the penalties connected to the Texas constitutional carry law, which goes into effect September 1st. Guys, there's no leeway when it comes to whoopsies. So it really is important that you do need to know the laws. Thank you, Tara, so much for your support. How else we need support? If you all have noticed, we don't have commercials. Okay, we have our guests on the full hour. We talk, we have fun, and that's because of your support. So show us some love, first of all, by following us on our two platforms. If you're a part of our Facebook family, thank you so much. Jump on over to our YouTube page, and you'll find us at Mad Radio Texas, all spelled out. Follow us there. If you follow us on YouTube, jump on over to the Facebook, and I love making John laugh. And you can follow us on the Facebook at Making a Difference TX, or simply go on to facebook.com, type in Mad Radio. You'll see the avatar of me and John. That's how you know you've landed on the right page. To support the show, a badgeofhonor.com. And it's real easy. You go to the top, you'll see donate/Mad Radio. Again, we don't have commercials, so it's up to you guys to help us make this happen week after week. Every penny counts, and it will go to the show and as well as the workshops and events for first responders. So that's it. And as we end the show every week, to all of our law enforcement officers, to all of our first responders that are holding that thin blue line, we love you. We are praying for you every day. And you've got our support 100%. Keep doing what you're doing. And to all of our service members overseas who are protecting us at our shores and have given us the freedom to keep doing things like Mad Radio, all the veterans, we thank you for fighting the good fight. Stay in it. We support you as well. John, take us home.
Hey, I'm just going to quote Savannah. You know what? They matter to me. I can't say it any better than her. She is the shining light. She is the torch that's going to light this nation. And we owe the Solis family that, at least that much, to help carry that torch. Share the show. Speak the words of what Savannah's preaching. She's 16 years old, and she has the fight in her to make things happen. We all have the fight in us to make the same things happen. Let's change the narrative in this nation. Let's support our law enforcement. Let's bring morale back. Let's not give in. Let's stop the officer assault. Let's stop the officer killing. Let's back up our officers 100% because they are there 24 hours a day for us. And you know what? And until next week, never give up.
Love you guys.
Love you guys. Take care.